What a finish here, the Mountain West Conference opener for the Air Force Falcons. They pull the upset, knocking off Utah State 49-47 on a Wednesday afternoon here in Colorado Springs. Josh Howell, Roland Vargas. Wow, what can you say? If the Air Force Falcons wanted to win this one, we figured the score would be in the 40s. It certainly played out that way. Tremendous effort on both ends of the floor today by the Falcons.
Yeah, truly Herculean from Air Force to come in here down 5 players due to COVID protocols to start the Mountain West Conference play with this victory over heavily favored Utah State. Just a wonderful performance from the Air Force Falcons, all about that defensive intensity all afternoon long.
Your final numbers, keep in mind, Utah State came in shooting 49% from the field, and Air Force holds them to just over 32%. What a job of that Falcon defense. Utah State finished the game 17 of 52 from the field. And the other key statistic, just 11 assists for Utah State. They came in averaging over 20 a game. That was #1 of the nation, but certainly Air Force put the clamps down. 17 field goals on 11 assists for Utah State. Those two stats certainly keys in this Air Force victory today.
Yeah, 100% correct. Also, Air Force 30%. You mentioned it from 3, and then Utah State, colder than an Alaskan basement. 1 of 19 from behind the arc, never happening this afternoon for Utah State.
And 0 for 11 of the second half from long range for Utah State. Well, this game, a good one. Second half, A.J. Walker cranked it up. He had a dozen in the second half. A.J. finished with 16 points, but really the catalyst to set the tone again in half number 2.
Yeah, always had the energy going forward for Air Force. Such a cerebral basketball player. We talked about it time and time again, the way that he was able to stop some runs by the Aggies and really take this game by the scruff of the neck.
Well, Justin Bean certainly got his points today. Bean finished the day with 18 points. He had 12 in the second half, but just too much. A.J. Walker and the Air Force Falcons, they kept the foot on the pedal and then defensively got it done. Nick Jackson, a big block to keep it in Air Force 1-point lead.
Yeah, and that just typifies Air Force's defensive effort the entire afternoon long. I mean, Horvath, that was an easy finish, but Nick Jackson not giving up anything at all, comes in, swats it off the backboard, and then Air Force one more defensive stand to end this basketball game.
The takeaway and then last opportunity there for the win, and not going to do it. Stephen Ashworth off the mark, and Air Force third verse raised, arms raised in victory today as the Falcons pull off the big-time win today over Utah State. They go to 1-0 in Mountain West Conference play. Next up, Fresno State, but what a start for Joe Scott. He and the Falcons got to be feeling good after this one today.
Yeah, couldn't have gone any better for Air Force. Like we said, they were missing so many players, but to come in here, to clamp down, to knock down their shots when they had to, and to hold Utah State to 47 points, I mean, that is something that's going to stand out this entire season long.
Air Force improves to 8-4 overall, 1-0 in Mountain West Conference play. Utah State drops to 9-5 overall in 0-1. in Mountain West play. Well, that is going to do it for us. Big thank you for tuning in today. For my partner, Roland Vargas, our entire crew, this is Josh Howell saying so long from Clune Arena. The Air Force Falcons win the Mountain West Conference opener 49-47. So long.